Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Scorpio, and we have the High Priestess for our card. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you would, like to hit the little like button, that would be amazing as well. Or leave a comment. And if this is the first time that you've been to the channel watching a reading, please leave it in the comments. Let me know that you have been here. Okay, let's see. So we have this profoundly placed right in the center of the plate, of the bowl, of the cup. Right here, we have this guardian angel. Look at that. Beautiful. You can see the flowing robe. You can see the wings. You can see the head, the hair right here. Beautifully placed. I mean, just at the center of things. So there seems to be quite a sense of protection, of ease, of clarity here. Okay, where maybe things have seemed distorted in the past, maybe feeling a little bit worried or anxiety, anxiousness, maybe a little bit paranoid about things. This guardian angel energy enters the picture, enters the room, right? Bringing this lovely, calming frequency, right? Everything kind of slows a bit. It feels like your eyes are opening for the first time in a while. And you're looking around and you're seeing, okay, everything's okay. This is cool. This is cool. I can do this, and I do. And I feel like there's a sense of really kind of getting into a place of feeling like this is where I belong. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Where there need to be adjustments, I can make those, right? I got this. There's a confidence, okay? And again, like I said, that feeling of protection, okay? It is almost kind of like that motherly presence, but we have it through this guardian angel. Now, I am seeing that we have, my stomach is grumbling here. It's early. This is my last reading of the morning, and I am apparently getting hungry. Okay, let's see. So we have a person standing here, and it does kind of look like a child. Now, it also looks like we have a family right down in here, okay? We have an S right there, and we have a large eye. It looks like maybe water coming from it. So I do feel like there is kind of a sense of crying maybe, but this release of the waters feels cathartic. It feels like a cleansing. So I feel like there is kind of this separation between this person and these people. So I wonder if you live far away from your family, or there is really just kind of this divide. It's not necessarily a divide, but you feel othered. You feel like maybe you don't fit into the family. Maybe you never have felt like that. Maybe you're just kind of into different things. Maybe you grew up in, a culture or community that yeah, you're a part of it, but you don't necessarily believe all of the things that everybody kind of agrees upon, or you know, maybe it's like you just have a different aesthetic, right? I was definitely, and I still am, right? I always say on here, like, the community we live in, I love it. Our family, though, is kind of like, we look like the Addams family compared to like the people around us. They're all very nice though, and we get along greatly with them, but we definitely are, we stand out. We look a lot different than everybody else. But it's always been that way in my life. I've always been the, you know, I grew up in the era of the beginning of kind of Hot Topic, right? So, you know, I was like that kind of weird scene kid, not emo. I wasn't emo, but let me just be clear. Not emo, not goth, but alternative is what we used to call it back then. Kind of a riot girl, kind of into rockabilly, that kind of thing. So, I understand, you know, that if it is maybe your aesthetic, the things that you're into, just different from the people around you. Now, do you lament this? Sometimes I think you do, you know. Do you wish maybe you were kind of in the mix of things a little bit more? Yeah, right? I don't think you're like not included, but I feel like it's maybe the connections there aren't as strong as some of the other family members, okay? So, you know, this is kind of, at times I think can be trying for you. I think that, you know, sometimes it does. It gets you right in the heart, right in the feeler, right? At the same time, as a Scorpio, you're fiercely independent. You kind of do your own thing. You know, you march to the beat of your own drum, right? Which is awesome, by the way. And, you know, so I do feel like this is partially your superpower, because you're not afraid to go out there and do what you need to do what you want to do. You probably, you probably lived a really interesting life. And that's what I'm trying to think how to say this. Like, you've done things that most people that you've grown up around, or the people that are in your family, they haven't done, right? Maybe traveled, or, you know, went to school, or, you know, studied something that was super interesting and that is beloved to you, where a lot of people around you just kind of, you know, ended up doing, you know, the thing that they were conditioned to do, right? The jobs that their parents wanted them to have, or whatever, right? Nothing wrong with that, by the way. But, you know, you kind of just are very worldly, cultivated. And I don't think that this could have happened to the degree that it has if you were kind of just part of the collective, you know, in a really, you know, right in the core of it. You were an outlier. And, you know, that's it. Even the strongest of us, even those of us who are super used to it, it still can, you know, it still sucks a little bit sometimes. But at the same time, you've made your own life, right? And I feel that, you know, and I'm looking at this, and I feel like there's a lot of joy in your life. And I keep looking at this one right here. It looks like a dove. Okay. So I feel like ultimately you have much more peace in the places that matter. I'll just say, like, I think that this happens a lot. It's like that grass is always greener on the other side until you get over there and you realize, like, this is not even grass. It's like astroturf or whatever, you know? Like, this is not what I thought it was. You know, I think that where you feel like your life might be lacking in some ways, and you look at other people, you look at your family members, you look at your peers, maybe the people you grew up with, and you think, okay, they're married, they have all these kids, maybe they have the nice things, they got grandkids, and, you know, whatever. It seems like they're doing pretty well. Well, you know, as somebody who, not only do I do a lot of readings for people, I just have always kind of had the ability to talk to people about things beyond the superficial. And I don't know, maybe it's just I give that vibe off, but I happen to have always been one of those people that you go and seek out to talk about things that maybe you don't want to talk to your family about, or your really good friends. And then there's some girl that you went to high school with, and she was, you know, always kind of open about everything. So you seek her out and talk to her about your troubles. I've been that girl, right? My whole life. I don't know what it is about me, but people do. They open themselves up with me. And so that is to say, I've heard a lot of things from a lot of different kinds of people. And you know, and this is anecdotal, but I do believe that, you know, most people have a sense of incompleteness. A lot of people, no matter what they have in their life, good, bad, or the other, there are things that are lacking. And so, you know, I try to walk through life looking at how people are living, what I have, what they have, where I'm, you know, I wish I had that. I wish this. I wish things were different. You know, and realizing we all have our things and we all have our hurts. For me, my parents died when I was young. You know, I was 11 and 12 years old. I also grew up around addiction and mental health issues, abuse, well, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm trying not to say that word on here. But it was, yeah, there was a lot of abuse and neglect in my life. And so I have grown up in a world where, you know, I've perceived almost everybody else to have a better family than I had, to have a better childhood than I had, to, you know, just be lucky. Oh, your parents are still alive. You're lucky. You have people who, you know, are still involved in your life. You're very lucky. You know, but I do know that that's not the whole picture, right? It doesn't, just because you have your parents doesn't mean that it's been wonderful. And I've had to learn that, right? And I try to be more careful with my thinking, because, you know, we can compare ourselves all day long. We can desire for things all day long, and we get trapped in it. Absolutely, we get trapped in it. So I think that, you know, at times it's kind of, you have to remind yourself of what you have achieved, right? What you have done for yourself, what the world has gifted you, what the universe has gifted you as well. That gratitude is one of the ultimate changers. It is one of the largest keys to, you know, a good life that there possibly could be. Okay, so when you get into these places where you're thinking about my family, I wish I had, you know, I wish I was as close, I wish, you know, I fit in more, I wish I had the things that they do, or the spouse that they do, or, you know, whatever it is, right? Remind yourself. Talk yourself up. Go look in the mirror and do your affirmations. Gas yourself up. Positive self-talk. You know? I know it can feel cheesy, but it does. It helps so much. And it will lead to a better quality of life in general. And I know that, you know, you've been through some things these last years, but you have persevered. You're thriving. You're healing, you're growing, you're evolving. A Scorpio never stays still, right? You never just kind of, you know, languish there on the ground, feeling sorry for yourself. Not for too long anyways, right? We all get a little treat of self-pity once in a while. So, you know, but I think that, you know, a Scorpio person never stays down for very long. And so here we go. Now, we also have a birthday cake right here. Now, I know it's not Scorpio season yet, but it will be coming quicker than we realize, right? So, I do feel like somewhere around your birthday, this is going to be, you know, I think where some real blessings come through. Now, we also have the number 10. Okay, so 10. Maybe your birthday's on the 10th. I don't know. Maybe you were born, well, no. That was like, what, 1910? No. Maybe 2010, but you'd be really young still. Or somewhat, yeah, what, like 14? Yeah, no, hopefully you're not watching this if you're 14. Well, if you are, welcome, but maybe not very relatable, right? I don't know, a 10 in there somewhere. Maybe 10 in the morning you were born. I don't know. But yeah, so I do feel like around this time, there's going to be a considerable elevation of things, right? We've been talking about in the readings, like how well you have been adjusting to some of the changes that have been going on, and at times feeling pretty down and anxious about these things, but finding your footing and really taking hold. So I feel like, you know, during this time now until around your birthday and beyond, of course, there really is going to be this sense of things clicking into place and really seeing the product of the hard work you've been doing. So I really feel like there's a lot of fortune, money coming through. I know the last reading we were talking about money, coming up on some money, you know, and I feel like this is all very relevant. Now, we also have the apple up here. So I want to talk about, I don't read for health because I don't feel, first of all, that it's my place, and this is a general reading. So we're not going to talk about people's health too much. But when we have the apple, it tells me that there is a period of kind of stability and health here. So if you have like chronic pain or chronic, any kind of chronic ailment, or if you are, you know, in good health, whatever that looks like for you, this will be a time where there's an ease. You are sustained, right? So maybe no flare-ups or no, you know, what's the word? Kind of an acute thing coming up for you. Or, like I said, flare-ups. If you're in pretty good health, then things will just kind of stay cruising. Now, this is also a reminder if you are somebody who, you know, has access to seeing a doctor, and you have not, go and get your checkups, go get your blood work. I know it sucks. I always put it, I try to do it. Mostly, you know, now that I have a kid and stuff. And I also, my husband, who he's talked about, so I don't feel bad mentioning this, but my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, his name is Paul. He's an amazing tarot reader. He's had a liver transplant in his past and doing well, very in good health. So I feel like I have this a little bit of peer pressure there to keep myself, you know, going to the doctor and getting my checkups and all that. But usually it's my inclination to ignore unless there's a big problem. So don't be like me. Well, be like the new me, right? Let's go get checked out, make sure everything is cool. And, so the apple is a good sign. It's always like a most welcome symbol in the readings. Okay, so over here we have the number 3. The number 3 will be important in this next period of time. We also have what looks like a tent. So I do feel like there will be some kind of travel. Maybe you are going camping, but more than likely kind of on the move a little bit. Maybe going and visiting family. Maybe this is for work. I think it's more than a day or two, but it will be coming up. This might be your spouse or significant other will be traveling away from home. But it does seem like this will be happening pretty soon here. Now, we do have a person over here. This is the tent. We have a person here juggling kind of a lot. So I think this will be a time where, maybe you're feeling a little stressed out. There might be some extra responsibilities and stuff. But I do feel like nothing's getting dropped. So I feel like, you're right on it. Everything's going well. But just be prepared that you have maybe some extra responsibilities. Now we also have the number 12. Okay, so we have 3 and we have the number 12. We also have the number 8 up here. We have a kangaroo. Okay, so I feel like there's maybe mom coming in the mix. Maybe she's visiting. Maybe she's taking care of the kids. Maybe you are mom and you're taking care of the grandkids. But there is that mother energy, a very close relationship there. So I feel like this is somebody who is going to be like helping you out, or you are helping them out. Either way. And it feels like somebody, it doesn't have to be your biological mom or the person who raised you. This could be somebody who feels like a mom, a mentor, maybe somebody at work that is kind of, close with you and you have that kind of dynamic. And it could be that you are that for them. You might be the kind of mom energy for them. But I do feel like this is something that I feel a sense of drawing meaning from being kind of a support and being supported. And that closeness, I think, is very fulfilling for you. So lean into that. Definitely. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to do our divine doors here. And I'm going to just flip through and stop where it feels right. Okay. And it says, forgive and forget. A ritual cleansing of pain and lies. Arise and awaken. See a new sunrise. See, so the ritual cleansing of pain and lies. Now, I feel like this could be with that tear, right? The eye with the water coming out. I feel like that's part of it. And that really is. It feels like a ritual cleansing, like a dispelling, a purging of, maybe it is whatever, fears, lies, old hurts, but I think it's important for us to let that stuff out sometimes. Now, I don't know if Scorpio people cry a lot, but I am a Virgo and I cry almost every day. No. Well, sometimes, yeah, definitely. But I cry a lot. So, and I'm a big fan, by the way. I love to cry. It makes me feel better afterwards. Or it tells me, okay, time for a nap. Time to settle down and take a little nappy. But I do feel like, yeah, if you're crying or not, if it's kind of just a symbol for dispelling, to let out, to purge some of these emotions that have gotten stuck, these energies that have become kind of stagnant or even a blockage, that's a wonderful thing. Okay, so don't be afraid to feel your feels. And I'm talking to a Scorpio. So I know that you're like, yeah, rolling your eyes. You're like, yeah, we don't avoid our feelings, Lenor. All right. So anyway, Scorpio, I want to tell you I love you. I absolutely do. And I thank you for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. And if it's your first time here at the channel, thank you for making it to the end of the reading. And yeah, comment. Let me know. It's my first time. So, all right. Scorpio, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in a couple days. Goodbye.